Alright, this is Ed bringing you another playlist. We're going to call this Mixtapes and Mistakes, whether we put it on the actual Mixtapes and Mixtapes channel or we put it on the main channel. Either way, it's going to be another playlist. This playlist, in particular, is the good cover songs playlist. Think about a good cover song is like the last playlist, the bad cover songs. You want to do what cover songs do, which is you want to make it sound good. You want to add your own flavor to the song, and you want to make it sound like your deal, like whatever it is that you as a band bring to the table, without like destroying it. There are bands that have done that. They've done a really good job of that. One of those bands, actually, which is the first band I'm going to talk about, their MC, wipe my face, during the pandemic, whatever, is Van Halen. Van Halen does this cover of Pretty Woman, and the difference between a good cover song and a great cover song is a great cover song will supplant the original. Like, it will become the song that you know as the song. And when we get to all-time great cover songs, you're going to see how that happens. Van Halen's cover of Pretty Woman by Roy Orbison does not do that. It's a good cover song. It's Van Halen at its best. It's Eddie Van Halen wailing away. It's David Lee Roth being a showman. But it doesn't supplant Roy Orbison's timeless classic. Which is, and that's hard to do. It gets done later on, but it's hard to do. The same is true with Darling Nikki by the Foo Fighters. One of the things have always loved about Prince is that Prince was a rock musician. I think people forget that Prince, at his core, was a rock musician. He did a lot of R&B work, don't get me wrong, and a lot of his R&B stuff is amazing. But he's a rock guy. Guy played 9 instruments. He's a master guitar player. If you get a chance to see the cut of him, I think it's him, Jeff Lynne, I think it's right after George Harrison died, of them doing While My Guitar Gently Weeps. And they do it with Harrison's son, which breaks down the house. Dave Grohl and Foo Fighters doing Darling Nikki is a good cover. In fact, they have a whole album called Medium Rare of nothing but good covers. It honestly, it is, if the Duran Duran cover album is one end of the spectrum of this topic, then Medium Rare is the other end of that spectrum. There are a lot of good songs on that record. I don't know how I feel about them doing Band on the Run. It's good. Jury's out on that. I don't know how I feel about it. There's Nirvana doing Man Who Sold the World by Bowie. People like this. People want to put that in the great category, and I can't do it only because it's Bowie. I don't know if there's an artist that is going to do a Bowie song and outdo anything he did in his catalog. Man Who Sold the World is close. I think there's a lot of sentiment behind that song because it's on the Unplugged. It's on what some people like to describe as the funeral. It's on the Unplugged. And give Kurt credit, he pulled a lot of songs in that gig out of the hat, like songs you wouldn't have expected them to be able to do or know. They did a Meat Puppet song. Come on. So, but I like it. I don't know that it's a supplanting song in any sense of the word. There are a couple of gems on this list. One of the gems is Billie Jean by Chris Cornell. And what Chris Cornell does with that song is he brings it back to the story. There are a lot of bands I've seen cover that song, most notably Civil Wars. I love their cover of it. What Chris Cornell does is he sings the song, it seems, because it's stripped down, it's just him acoustic, and he's singing it from the idea of, I'm the guy on the dance floor. I'm the guy that's getting brought this drama. Because in the end, it's a story about a girl who comes over to him. He met this girl at the club. They had a night a long time ago. And she comes up, meets him later. She's like, hey, there's this kid. And he's like, look at the picture. He's like, but the kid is not my son. and it's that whole thing. And to hear him do it, you forget how amazing his voice is, and you forget the kind of sorrow he can pull out of a lyric. There's "Beat It" by Fall Out Boy featuring John Mayer. I think John Mayer does the guitar on that song. It's good. It's one of the reasons why this topic came up. Once again, I think most of the songs on Thriller are rock songs. I think one of my first introductions to electric guitar in an R&B type setting was Thriller. Again, and honestly, I heard it so sparingly in R&B. I was like, why don't there are so, like, Cameo does it. I think Parliament does it. There's so few standard, what I'm used to in other contexts with guitar playing shows up so little in R&B, and it bothered me. But when you listen to, there's this whole guitar solo in "Beat It," in Michael Jackson's cut of "Beat It," and you don't, because it's so ubiquitous now, you don't think of how groundbreaking it is to hear a guitar solo on an R&B station. And I think that was kind of cool. Another song. This is kind of a song that kind of encapsulates what I think about when I think about a band doing a cover song and putting their spin on it. And this song almost ended up on the other list. It almost ended up on the all-time greats because this one's close. The Sundays Doing Wild Horses by the Rolling Stones. This isn't on Reading, Writing, and Arithmetic, I don't think. It's on the Brown cover album. If you're a Sundays fan, you've seen this album cover. I can't remember. I think Reading, Writing, Arithmetic, which I think is the Blue album, does not have this song on it. Anyway. This song kind of is almost there. It does the thing that you want to do as an all-time great song, which is take the song and update it and add your own spin on it. And the problem with the original version of Wild Horses is that it drags a little bit. It's it's a kind of a slow, plodding song, which is what it's supposed to be. What the Sundays do with it is they make it kind of ethereal. And you don't even think that could happen. And I actually want to do, I might end up, because you can't always get what you want by a tune is also on this list. And I'm thinking about doing a topic of just Stones covers. And I don't know if I should do female artist Stone covers, because I might do that, because Exile in Guyville is a thing. So that might happen. The gem on this list, there are two gems on this list. Two songs that I'm actually kind of fight to the death on. Hazy Shade of Winter by the Bangles, originally done by Simon and Garfunkel, bangs. It's on the Less Than Zero soundtrack. It's 30 years on, 35 years on, because I think that movie came out in like 87. And that song, I like to put it on Christmas lists because of the jangle in it. But that song rocks. Like, I can't even describe to you, for it not being a metal song, how hard it rocks. Great song though. The song I think everybody should hear on this list, as we're getting ready to I'm gonna spend at least 2 minutes talking about this song. Amanda Shires is on this cover of Blackberry Smoke doing "You Got Lucky" by Tom Petty. When I put this together on the YouTube clip, and what I'm amazed, no matter how many times I go back and watch it, I love the middle of this song. And what I love about it is, because I love kind of the jam band thing. I'm a Dave Matthews fan, I'm a Fish fan, I'm a Widespread Panic fan, and I realize some people who are fans of those bands think this is mutually exclusive, but here's what happens in this song. So, they do this solo, they do this thing, and you can see Amanda as the violin player kind of following along, and she picks up where the guitarist is going, and they do this beautiful follow thing where they're just going along and they're just improvising, and it's mournful and it's sad and it's one of the best tributes I've seen to Tom Petty since his death. It's amazing. I think Black Brave Smoke is a band that people should get their ears on. I think Amanda Shires is another artist that people should get their ears on. And that's the good list. The good list, like I said, there's a lot of bands on here that I like Big Yellow Taxi by Counting Crows. I think everybody's heard. If you've heard adult contemporary radio in the last 10 years, you've heard that song. It's good. It's not Joni Mitchell, but it's good. And like these 10, 13 songs, they do what you're supposed to do. You get in, you put your stamp on the song, you try not to mess it up in any way, you try not to disrespect the song, and you want to make it listenable. The bad songs do a bad job of that. The great songs make it memorable. The great songs knock it out of the park. And when you hear the all-time great list, you're going to be like, yeah. There's probably 100 all-time great songs too, and I'm not doing a 100-song list. I really pretty much did the top 10 and picked out the most noticeable ones, the ones that everybody kind of knows about. And there's some that people don't even know. So you're going to see that in the next list. This is me. This is Ed talking about good cover songs. If you like this format, you like these topics, like this playlist, like, share, subscribe to my channels because I'm putting content on both channels. And we will see you all soon. Let me know what you like in the description box. Let me know if you got any ideas. If you want to hit me, give me a new topic. And let me know what you think. Are any of these songs good cover songs? Or any of these songs great cover songs? Look forward to hearing from you. Talk to you later. I'm going to get that whole timing thing now.